For the Thomas Auto Group, steering our dealerships towards success when it comes to service and customer satisfaction is only part of the job. We're dedicated to driving the community of McKinney in a positive direction. Through our efforts and the generosity of our customers, we've been able to make such an impact. From our work in the schools to our partnerships with organizations like Streetside Showers, the Thomas family is proud to invest in the place they call home.
Hi, my name is Vaughn Daniel. We are here at the Comedy Arena. I will be your host for McKinney Made. It's going to be a great show. Let's get started. Hey guys, welcome to the Comedy Arena. You guys ready to see a show? Yeah. No, are you guys ready to see a show? Yeah. All right, well, here at the Comedy Arena, we do a lot of live entertainment. We have sketch, we have comedy, we have stand-up. We also do corporate shows. So who here has a company, works for a company, maybe just want company? You can hire us, We can do a show for any budget, literally. We can fit a budget of $2. Now, for $2, we call you up in the middle of the night, tell you a knock-knock joke, but no punchline, because punchlines are expensive. But for $1 billion, I will pack up this entire building, we will move it to your house, to your backyard, and we'll do shows for you. For free. Well, not for free. It's going to cost $1 billion. And we'll live with you for the rest of your natural life. So we just need one of those clients. So any one of you willing to write a check, I'll be willing to cash in. All right, let's get the show started. We are here at McKinney Made. Now, what that is it's a show that we're going to feature a lot of local restaurants. We're going to feature a lot of musical acts that are here locally in McKinney. We have a lot of gems here that a lot of people don't know about, so we're here to share it. Now, with that, we're gonna be meeting with some of these business owners. We're gonna be talking about their businesses, why they chose McKinney, why they're here. So whether you're here at the watch party, or you're watching online, or you're watching from home, we got you covered. Here at the Comedy Arena, we sell beer. If you like beer, we have beer. Now, one of our favorite beers is Tups. Tups is located, it's a brewery that's right down the street from us, but they will be moving across the street so you can get fresh, cold beer here at any time that you want. Who likes cold beer? Yeah. Who likes cold beer? Well, we actually have them here in-house. We're gonna be meeting with Master Brewer Chris Lewis. Will be tasting some beers with us. You can sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We're here with Chris and my buddy Taylor. Here.
I am here.
He loves beer. I'm not a beer guy myself, so he's gonna help us walk through all of this. I know you are the guy, Chris.
Head brewer. There's that's specific.
Well, he's like the master of the beers in my heart. You are the master of the beer.
Thank you.
What are we doing here?
So we're gonna start from our lightest to our heaviest.
Okay.
These three beers are like kind of our flagship, our top sellers. So we'll start here with Juice Pack. This is our hazy pale ale. It's a super drinkable. It's awesome on draft. Creamy.
Does it taste like a juice pack?
It does.
Like my kids drink Honest juice. Is that what we're about to have here?
No, it's a little different.
Yeah, can I say Honest? I'm not sure if I can say that.
This guy's lighter drinking, 5.5%.
Smell it?
Smell it? You smell it first.
Do we cheers?
Sure.
Okay.
From the tops to the bottom. How is it?
Tastes like a juice pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some of the flavors is it like that are inside of this blend that makes it juice?
So it's just a combination of the hops. There's citrusy hops, melony hops, and you kind of add them together. It's kind of, we got the name Juice Pack. And it's easy to drink.
So this one is obviously inspired by the ingredients, but some of the others, like how do you come up with them?
So the names we kind of sit around and we talk about names. And normally someone hits it and it's like, bam, that's it. And then we just don't go further. But I mean, like we've got another beer called Full Grown Man. It's actually right here. Mm-hmm. That was easy. I mean, my dad was like, Full Grown Man. It was just like, bam, that's it. All right, so next one is our flagship IPA.
This is one we carry here.
Yep.
Everyone loves this one.
Yeah, and you guys, everyone drinks this at home. It sells really well in the grocery store, Kroger, Albertsons, Tom Thumb. If we can say that.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I said Honest juice, so.
Yeah, true. They'll get us first.
They're located in McKinney.
So the IPA, right? Would you say of all of your beers, this is the most popular?
In package.
Yeah.
So Juice Pack does really well in draft. And then IPA does really well in package.
Okay.
I don't really exactly know why.
Yeah.
I think the branding on this guy is just
Right.
IPA in your face.
That's kind of a hot name for a beer.
But what does IPA stand for? Is it an acronym? Is it a nickname?
India Pale Ale.
Oh, okay.
So the story behind that is Europeans, they would travel, they would make beer because water would spoil.
Gotcha.
They had a longer journey to India. They had to add more hops and more alcohol so that the beer wouldn't spoil.
Oh, so like a booze cruise.
Folklore story. Yeah, booze cruise, exactly.
That's where the term came from.
So the next guy here is Alpha Drop. This beer came about, we were doing a rotating hop series called DDH series.
Okay.
And we landed on this one as being the most alpha.
Okay.
It's got the best hops that you can really find. Really hard to get. Citra Cryo, Mosaic Cryo, Galaxy, and Nelson are in this guy.
Interesting. So yeah, so more than one. I don't know anything about that
So
process.
it's kind of like
but-
cooking. You know, certain
Yeah.
flavors go together well. It's obvious, like salt and pepper, right? They both bring different
complement
elements
each
to
other.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the same thing with hops.
We're talking about the band, right?
Sure.
Again, since we're talking about brands here that I'm not sure we can say. So DDH, you said this came from DDH. Does DDH exist? Does that still
It
exist? Because I
doesn't
remember
right
that.
now.
I remember, drinking DDH.
Right.
I didn't know that I was drinking a variety of,
Every month we came out with a different DDH and a variant, but we went up to 27.
Oh, wow.
And then we killed it, and we did just this one.
Yeah.
And we called it Alpha Drop because it was the best hops.
I think that might be my favorite.
Yeah, this one's good.
Yeah.
As my friends finish their beer, we're gonna cut to the local yokel where we are gonna hear from Zane Williams. Now, this guy has been called the Texas Treasure by Country Weekly. Ladies and gentlemen, Zane Williams.
Jaden had a job for $7 an hour at the filling station by the water tower, just checking oil and fixing flats. The kind of kid most folks just look past. Jill was the local preacher's kid gone wild. Most of the time her daddy couldn't stand his own child. He'd quote the scripture with an angry shout, list her all the reasons she would never turn out. She was drunk one night on the 4th of July, parked in a pasture with an out-of-town guy. He got mad when she said no, and he tore her Sunday dress. She was wandering alone on a county road when the lights came over the hill. That was the moment when Jayton met Jill. He said, hey, do you need a ride home? She said, go away, leave me alone. But he noticed the bruise and the frightened tears, so there ain't no way in hell I'm leaving you out here. It was raining a little and fixing a storm, and his Mustang jacket looked dry and warm. So she let him wrap it around her and she climbed inside, saying, okay, I guess, thanks for the ride. At an all-night diner, they waited out the storm, ended up talking right up till dawn. By the time he dropped her off safe at home, neither one felt so alone. Two lost souls found a connection that's blessing both of them still. On that night when Jayton met Jill. What Jayden never told her about that night is how he'd taken his dad's old 45. He'd been driving around thinking how no one would miss him if he just ended it all. He couldn't see past his own pain till he saw a pretty girl walking in the rain. Thank God he made it over that hill. That was the moment when Jayton met Jill. La da da da.
Coming up, performances by Ryan Berg, Remy Riley, Kirk Thurman, and the May Lee Thomas Band. Thanks to Tupp's Brewery and the Guitar Sanctuary for making tonight possible.
My father was a state championship football and basketball coach when I was growing up. And one thing that I probably learned from him more than anything else, that watching him interact with his athletes and just this people in school, that he paid just as much attention to the water boy than he did the star quarterback. And, at the time, I didn't really think about that a lot, but as I got older, it really was something that has stuck with me for, pretty much my entire life. My parents bought their first restaurant when I was 12. If they had not done that, I'd be the head basketball coach at University of Oklahoma right now. There's no doubt that would be my job. But they bought their a restaurant, and I've been in it ever since. I've built 25 restaurants around the country through the years. I've always considered the hospitality business is, to me, the greatest thing in the world. I get to throw a party every night, and I truly get to throw a party every night. But going back to, no matter how successful we are or what we do, at the very end of the day, when you take all the layers off of it, we're servants. And I think that if you walk and see our company and kind of how we are today, you can really see that kind of that servanthood kind of throughout. It's super important to me, from that standpoint. In my early 40s, had the opportunity to come to McKinney. I just really loved what McKinney stood for, right? You had all this explosive growth going around us, the fastest growing places in the country, right? But they still had this unbelievable downtown. And I kind of realized in my early 40s, right, that that's where I wanted to spend the rest of my life. When we moved here, we just automatically dug in. I knew this. If I want to put my name on it, right, I'm digging in. I really pushed our leadership team. This is 9 years ago. And I think it's a time for us that we really had an opportunity to go this way and be very successful, or go this way and start thinking just a little different than what most people do. And so we opened Harvest. It was the big go to the right was that we created the Sea Project Foundation. So the foundation funds education, agriculture, and community initiatives that support sustainability. That was when, we started as a whole company to start looking at things a lot differently. And for the most part, it's questioning how we spend our money and where our money goes, right? We want our money to go in McKinney and the surrounding areas. And we've taught ourselves, thank goodness for YouTube. We have 6 beehives on our farm. We have 6 beehives in McKinney Roots. We grow all the flowers for harvest on our farm. By this time next year, we'll produce all the flowers for the hotel, all the flowers for Rick's. Cut my carbon footprint down, right? And really learning and teaching ourselves kind of what to do. But we had an opportunity to take over McKinney Roots, which is it's a donation farm in Northwest McKinney, and it's an old repurposed baseball field. And we're farmers, and we know what we're doing now, right? So our first year, we're averaging to feed about 300 families a week. We have 180 chickens. We produce 135 dozen eggs a week. We produce about 9,000 or 10,000 pounds of food this year on our first full year. 9 years ago, I had an opportunity to go that way, which was great. We had an opportunity to really dig deep. And for us, it was all about McKinney. It was all about our community. This is where we live. This is where we're dug in. We're responsible to take the level of business up the way it needs to be consciously, as not only taking the business up for ourselves, but everybody around us. About a year ago, we had the opportunity to buy the Masonic Lodge, and we're super excited about it. We can't wait to move Harvest. It really is by far the best place for Harvest to be able to move to. So it's 3,400 square feet on each floor. Would you walk in the first floor, it will look almost exactly like Harvest does today. The round booths on the right, the high back chairs in the middle, and the booths on the left. Cool bar on the first floor. Second floor is our kitchen and a private dining room for 50 people. And we've decided to build the kitchen on the second floor because what we're going to build on the third floor. And so the third floor is where the Masons met. There's 16 8-foot windows that's been covered up for decades. So we're going to be allowed to open up all those windows. And you have these panoramic views of downtown McKinney. And I look forward for people to see what we do. Never wanted to call it Rick's. Never thought about calling it Rick's, right? My wife certainly didn't want to call it Rick's because there was no exit strategy there, right? And I really felt like that if I named it Rick's, it would still be that small town feel that had drawn me to the square originally, had drawn me to McKinney. Because no matter how fast it was growing, how big it was, there was this feeling for me that everybody knew your name. Kind of like Cheers, right? Everybody knows your name. And so that's what I did. And had a wonderful partner, Don Day. Don was the gentleman who owned the building and owned the Grand Hotel. And so when we opened the hotel and the restaurant 15 years ago, it was Rick's in the ballroom and 14 rooms in the hotel. And now there's 44 rooms in the hotel proper. And we are renovating it from floor to floor. It's funny, I've always been a person that when you walk in one of our properties, I want you to feel our personality, right? The hotel is just super fun because we will curate over the next 6 months each room at a time. So when you walk in a room, it is curated with each and everything. Each and everything will be kind of handpicked by us. And when you come in and spend a weekend with us, you can certainly just kind of feel like it was McKinney Made.
Our next musical act is Ryan Berg. Let's listen to him at the Kell Pub.
Little boy sitting on the concrete. Little boys do not know where they're headed to. Little boys don't know where they're going, don't know where they're headed to. No. Little boys sitting on the concrete. Little boys innocent as snowflakes. Little boys never heard of heartache. Little boys don't know where they're going, don't know where they're headed to. No. Little boys innocent as snowflakes. Little did they know that the devil would show. He would sit on their shoulders. He would offer them things, fancy things. He would offer them lovers. They could not resist the pretty girls that the kids' life was too dang comfortable, yeah. Little did they know, little did they know that the devil would show. That the devil would show. Little boy sitting in the backseat, seeing mothers and brothers doing it all wrong. No, no. Don't know where it's going, don't know where it's headed towards. No, no. Little boy sitting in the backseat. Little did they know that the devil would show. He would sit on their shoulder. He would offer them things, fancy things. He would offer them lovers. They could not resist the pretty girls that the kids' life was too dang comfortable, yeah. Little did they know, little did they know that the devil would show.
never would show. He would sit on their shoulder. He would offer them things, fancy things. He would offer them lovers. They could not resist the pretty girls out the kids' life too dang comfortable, yeah. Little did they know, 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 little did they know. Let the devil show. Let the devil show. Little boys sitting on the concrete. Little boys do not know where they're headed to. Don't know where they're headed to, no. Don't know where they're headed to, no. Don't know where they're headed to, no, 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 no. Don't know where they're headed to, no.
That sounds like a low-key brag right there.
It was a good trip.
Hey, we're here at Zen Zen's with Regina. Regina, lovely place, love the space. Tell me a little bit about Zen Zen.
Thank you. We are a full restaurant located in Adriatica Village. We have live music every week. That's what we love doing, is inviting our musicians in so that they can perform and we can enjoy some delicious wine with our friends and family and enjoy their music.
That is awesome. So tell me how you guys got into the wine, restaurant, music biz.
So that's kind of a crazy question. About 8 years ago, we were attending Ranger games, went to lots of games, loved those Texas Rangers, and the two gentlemen that sat beside us just happened to know that the business was about to be for sale. And we had been customers for a long time. Loved to come and have wine, listen to music. In fact, our son got engaged in the back room, and we had a big celebration here to celebrate their engagement. And so we found out that it might be coming on the market, and we dropped right into it. And so we've loved every minute of it since.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about your live music. That seems like to be a really big component of Zen Zen.
It is. We do live music on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We love to feature our local musicians. We like to have our favorites coming back and back and back again so that the people know and can come back and visit them every time that they perform. So that's a big piece of the energy here.
Very cool. So I notice a lot of wine and a lot of grapes. I'm guessing you guys are really good at that?
That's kind of a thing. We have about 100 wines from around the world. We switch those out periodically, but we do little flights or a glass or have a bottle with a friend or your family members.
Excellent. So I'm not a big wine connoisseur, so you guys do like wine tasting and things like that, or special events?
We do. We like to take the pretentiousness out of wine.
Okay, that's fair.
We want it to be regular wine for regular people. Come and enjoy your time together and enjoy the music with your wine.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about your menu. What are you guys known for?
So we have a little tiny kitchen back here, but we have some great food. They crank out great flatbreads, salads, sandwiches. We have desserts. We have lots of shareable appetizers. So they're amazing at what they produce back there.
That is awesome. And tell me a little bit about your tagline for Zen Zen. It's kind of unique.
So our little hashtag is live music, dead grapes. Again, we want to take the pretentiousness out of the wine, just make it a relaxing experience with friends and family, and the music and the vino.
That is awesome. And I love the fact that you guys are here in McKinney. Why did you choose McKinney? I know you said you purchased this from another company, but why McKinney? You could have purchased any business anywhere in the world. Why here?
So I've been living and working in McKinney since the early 90s. This is an amazing community. COVID started and all of that pandemic began. This community put their arms around us and kept us going all the way through. We are very grateful for that. We're grateful for all of our team members that live right here in McKinney, and we just can't think of a better place to be in Texas or in the world.
That is awesome. Thank you for spending time with us. We're not going to kick it to Tubbs, but we're going to hear our musical guest, Remy Riley.
No one can do me justice. Loving you is just as what it says. I don't think I can do this anymore. Someone told me that you got a new girl. Is this your big world? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you had a 6-1 bat tonight. 'Cause the world's got something going down. I'm not sure, but sure is strong. And I won't last for long. No. Hey, baby, won't you come on back? I've been waiting since you left. Lost it down here, lost it down here, lost it down here. Tell me, what did I do wrong? Will you do anything to have me gone? Lost it, that's you, lost it, that's you, lost it, that's you. Lost without you, lost without you. Without you, lost without you. No one can prove me trust tonight. Loving you is just as hard as size, and I don't think I can fake this anymore. Someone told me that you had to guess. We don't know who you miss. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if I even counted in your life. 'Cause mine's got something going on. Lost somewhere, not ready to love, and I'll never be enough. No. Baby, won't you come on back? I've been waiting since you left. Lost it down you, lost it down you, lost it down you, lost it down you, lost it down you. Baby, won't you come on back? I've been waiting since you left. Lost it down you, lost it down you. Tell me, what did I do wrong? Will you do anything to have me gone? And I feel the avalanche coming again. You text once and I'm buried in nonsense. I'd explain, but I don't really want to. Why can't I love you? Why would I want to? Hold tight to follow me. Your look beats a dotted street. See, you kinda popular in my brain, enough to make a pacifist go insane. Can't contain, and I can feel it in my veins. I mean, who is there really to be blamed? You're my man, and I cannot change. When you're not here, call it inhumane. And I feel the avalanche coming again. You text once and I'm buried in nonsense. I'd explain, but I don't really want to. Why can't I love you? Why would I want to? And they say that love is colder than man, but I don't need enough 'cause you make me want to dance. I'd explain, but let's get the brief deal. Well, I'd rather be cool than ever leave you. Hold tight and follow me. You're the only viability that I see. You're kinda famous in my lane, and every inch of me knows your name. I maintain my heart is hurting from the chain that I blaze when I fell from your grave. But that's lame and never be tamed from my sex once and I'm buried in nonsense. I'd explain, but I don't really want to. Why can't I love you? Why would I want to?
I was touring for 18 years. I was opening for everyone from the Dixie Chicks to Cheap Trick to the Fray. You know, you get to see the different flair between New York, Chicago, New Orleans, LA. So you hit these major towns that are known for, you know, their culinary experiences, and I tried to carry that into all the places that I did. The design was part of a concept that, you know, that falls in that prohibition style. And we thought we could pull something like that off on a fine dining level, as opposed to just being a speakeasy that was totally cocktail driven. So I met these guys, all the partners here, Jeff, Matt, and Brian, found this particular space and said, you know, can we make it go? And put our pen to paper and signed a lease and came in and started the construction and built the place out. We reclaimed wood from right here in the neighborhood. We reclaimed the tiles from right here in the neighborhood. We had people who chipped in and we'd say, oh, we know this guy. I wonder if he has something in his garage. So we'd go get it. The 5 partners that are involved are Jeff Taylor. Jeff's formerly an oil and gas guy, and he loves restaurants. So he came in as a proprietor, and he was the backbone behind making all of this happen. Matt Walker has a huge cocktail history and background, and to be perfectly honest, he sets the standard as far as having creative vision for matching cocktails with food that comes out of the kitchen, or vice versa, or telling you where the grains were grown of what you're drinking. He's like a walking encyclopedia. Chef Mancha came to us sort of by accident, and then as we went through changes in the restaurant, it was apparent that he was where we need to go as far as the culinary inspiration for what CT was going to say as a brand.
So here at CT Provisions, it's very unique. They give us, the chefs, the cooks, full autonomy to explore different flavors that normally aren't done here in McKinney. Here we're seafood heavy, and we change the menu quarterly. Like right now we have the stuffed quail. It's stuffed with jambalaya on a bed of cannellini bean purees, and it has the Holy Trinity underneath. Very classic Cajun, New Orleans vibe.
You can get great chefs, you know, but to me, it's almost like a rock band. You know, could you imagine, you know, Neil Peart playing in the Beatles? You can't, right? Or Ringo Starr playing for Metallica. It's just not going to work. But you have to have the right pieces at the right time. You know, we're going to push your boundaries, and we're going to expand your palate, and we're going to challenge, you know, the typical experience of dining in restaurants in McKinney here at CT Provisions.
Hey guys, we are here at Tubbs Brewery. I'm here with Keith and Chris. This is a huge facility. I love this place. Tell me, why did you guys pick McKinney? Of all cities that you can start your business, why did you guys pick McKinney?
Well, actually, we were here on I think it was a Saturday.
Oh, brew tour.
We were on a brew tour. There's a brewery just up the street, and we drove by here, and the owner was here that day. So we met him, and we saw this building, and we thought, this is it. This just felt good, and it had the vibe we wanted, and we cooked the deal.
So tell me a little bit about the brewing process. I don't know much about brewing beer.
Yep.
So for the layman's out there who don't know, what does it take to get the beer from the plant to the table?
So we start with raw grain, and we convert the starches into simple sugars in the mash process. And then we send that wort over to the fermenter, pitch some yeast to it. So that's where all the magic happens, where it converts it to alcohol. And add the hops, the flavors, whatever we're doing for that particular beer, and then can it and bottle it.
Excellent. So you like make the recipes, like a Martha Stewart of beer?
Yeah. And we talk about crazy ideas in the office, and then I have to walk back from that office to here, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? You know, and it every time works out.
So how many different types of beer do you guys actually brew here?
Here, we've done over 100 here. We have about 7 or 8 core beers that we do that are out in all the stores right now.
And you guys do the canning, the bottling, or the kegging, or the getting it into the mechanism to get it out there to the world.
That all happens here. And the big 18-wheelers pull up on the side of the building. We got to get the forklift and load them up out of the walk-in.
Wow. And how large is this facility? Because I heard rumors that you guys are moving or expanding. Tell me a little bit about that.
So we're moving about a mile north of here. This is a 15,000 square foot facility, and in the new spot we'll be almost 40,000 square feet over under roof. We have about a half acre here, it'll be 4 acres in the new spot. So outdoor stage, we'll have a full kitchen, we'll have air conditioning and heat. So it's going to be a really awesome experience.
So what I'm hearing, this is not just going to be brewing beer, but it's going to be a center where people could come and congregate, hang out, drink, entertainment. Because I did notice there are stages here and things that you guys do more than just beer. So what are some of the other events that you guys actually have at your facility?
We do all sorts of stuff from food events to music events to car shows.
Oh, wow.
Holiday themed parties, cowboy watching parties, sporting events. A lot of really cool stuff. We do a ton of charity events here as well, because everybody wants to have some glue, and fortunately for us, the glue is beer.
There you go, that's a good glue. And I noticed that you have a lot of family working here. I know your son, Chris, works here as well as you have another son and a daughter. What made you go the family route versus the outsourcing to another, getting those other brewers in here?
Well, we started this at my house in the garage, actually. Okay. So we were on the driveway brewing beer, and the kids would all migrate, and they embraced it, they loved the process. But the cool thing is that all 3 of my kids were so awesome, and they all have different skill sets.
Okay.
So Chris does all the brewing, and he's kind of he's kind of the chef of beer. My oldest son, finance MBA guy, he does all finance and sales. Yeah. And then my daughter is OU grad in marketing, and so she does all of our marketing.
So Tubbs is not really just only a brewery. This place kind of has like a feeling, like you get kind of a vibe when you're here. It's like a place that you want to hang out to, and just a lot of different elements here. Tell me something about some unique things here at Tubbs.
I think it was interesting when we moved in here and we brought all the fancy stainless steel in. We kind of had a little bit of a gut check in that when you look around this area and you see the vibe that we have, it just felt right.
Yeah.
And it was where like we found something, and wouldn't it be cool if you took this here and put it up here? Or I'd see something on Craigslist and I'd have to buy it and put it up, and it just over time it all just grew. Yeah. and kind of a car nut. So we've got an old Dodge truck that we converted into a beer wagon, and we've got a rat rod, and it's just weird stuff that happens. And that'll be the challenge in the new spot is we gotta evolve that there.
Hey, thanks guys. Thanks for having me here. Thanks for giving me the great big tour. But we're gonna cut now to Filtered. We're gonna listen to a little bit from Kirk Thurman.
Sunshine on your face, but you don't wanna know the truth, baby. You are the ruler of the world, that you can hardly hold together, but you don't wanna know the truth. And it sounds like you're on the thunder. Feel like pouring rain. It'll drown you on the sand if it's too high for you to hear the truth now. You want to keep us close together so you can watch me let you down, but you don't wanna know the truth, baby. So hey now, when I was younger, you were my keeper. Now that I'm older, said I got to give it to you. You don't wanna know the truth, right? Mean it sound like rolling thunder. feel like pouring rain. It'll drown you out the same if it's too high for you to hear the truth now. Come on, yeah, baby. Sound like rolling thunder, feel like pouring rain. It'll drown you out to sing, maybe it's too high for you. When it sound like rolling thunder, feel like pouring rain. It'll drown you out to sing, maybe it's too high for you, baby. True now, alright. Come on, yeah,
McKinney Made is presented by Tubbs Brewery and the Guitar Sanctuary, a Serial Head production in partnership with the McKinney Chamber of Commerce. Special thanks to the Thomas Auto Group, McKinney Restaurant Council, the North Texas Restaurant Association, and the City of McKinney for making tonight possible.
We're at our first ever Bar Wars. It's going to be an event that we're looking at to do about 4 times a year. My name is Nick Heim. I'm the general manager of the Celt here in downtown McKinney. I'm also a board member on the Chestnut Square here in downtown as well. So when I joined the board about a year ago, one of the first things I wanted to do was find a way to reinvigorate this downtown area. And I thought, why not do something like the Bar Wars that they've had for years throughout different metropolitan areas throughout the country, including Dallas. And up here, I thought it'd give us a chance to shine. We got 8 of local restaurants and bars from the local area that are competing right now, featuring a whiskey from a local distillery here in Denison, Texas. We hope this inaugural event eventually evolves into a quarterly staple here in downtown McKinney that we see many more to come from.
I'm here at E.J. Will's with Joy Booth. Hey, Joy, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Great. So tell me about this cool facility that you have here.
Sure. So we are E.J. Will's Gastropub.
What is the difference between a gastropub and like just a regular bar?
And we just simply say it's gourmet grub in a pub.
Gourmet grub in a pub. Okay, I love it.
Yeah. So we've got things like you'd expect in a bar, soft pretzels and nachos and hamburgers, but we also have something called chicken Baltimore and steak and pork chops, so a little bit of everything.
So recently you guys competed in Bar Wars, and you also have guest bartenders that come through. Can you tell me a little more about that program, about your guest bartenders?
Yeah, absolutely. The guest bartending program really just blew up on us. We had an idea, and one of the regulars was at the bar one night, and she said, I used to bartend way back when, maybe I could jump behind the bar. And we thought, what, we probably could have people jump behind the bar, but let's actually make a program about it. So now the way it works is that anybody in the community can approach us and say, I've got this charity in mind.
Do they have to be a bartender?
No, in fact, most of them don't have any bartending experience.
Oh, wow.
So our guys and gals behind the bar help them out quite a bit, but we have it on Wednesday nights just about every week. And they pick their charity, they promote the heck out of it, so do we, and they get behind there, and all the tips that they earn that night go to the charity.
Wow.
So we've supported Samaritan Inn, we've supported Hugs Cafe, Habitat for Humanity, Community Lifeline, and in the 2 or so years that we've been doing it, the community's raised almost $30,000.
Oh, wow. So tell me a little bit about the name. Your name's not E.J.
No, my name is not EJ. No, but my daughter's names are Emily and Jamie.
Ah.
And when Greg and I were thinking of a name for the restaurant, we wanted to pay them homage.
Okay.
And so we took the E and the J.
All right.
And then the Wills comes from their strong-willed personalities.
Oh.
When we opened, they were really young and very feisty.
Okay.
And one day they were just playing, and we said, "Oh, these kids have really strong wills. You know, they're not listening. They're doing what they want to do." And it just hit us, and we said, "Oh, EJ Wills," and it landed.
Do you guys do any like live events or any type of, like event planning or things like that?
Yeah, so we have live music a couple nights a week. That's a really fun thing. We really like to highlight the local musicians. We do an open mic night. So if comedy troupe wants to come and perform, we'd love that. And then we have poker. So that's a live poker event, 2 games every Monday night. We've had trivia in the past, and then we have private events and different, happy hour functions or networking functions, whatever people want to host here. We can carve out some space for them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So earlier we've talked about Hugs. You guys have found a way to give back through your company and through your business and through your restaurant. Hugs is also a restaurant that has given back to the community so much. They're a restaurant that helps the community in more ways than I can even imagine. And with that said, we're actually gonna cut to Hugs. We've had an opportunity to sit with Ruth and hear more about their great restaurant.
So the story of Hugs Cafe is I worked at Market Street. I was the manager of the cooking school. At that time, Texas ranked 48th in funding and programs for the disabled community. So I had management background, loved to cook. They asked me about my passion. I told them. They said, make it work here. So I started cooking classes for adults with special needs. Started off in 2005 with 6 students. When I left there in 2013, we had over 120 students attending classes in 1 month's time. While I was there, I saw how everyone wanted a job. Everyone excited if someone got a job, and they would celebrate them. Well, my husband and I were getting ready to retire, plans for 2013. In 2012, 2 nights in a row, I had a dream of a restaurant that employed adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. He said, we got to do it. We had never run a restaurant, never had our own business, never been involved with a nonprofit other than our church, and it's totally different, but we did it. We put together a board of directors and surrounded ourselves with people who knew how to do this, and opened our doors to Hugs Cafe downtown McKinney, October the 13th of 2015. The initial vision was to train them, employ them for a while to give them experience. They would get a job somewhere else and others would come in. No one leaves. In 6 years that we have been open, we have lost 4 of our teammates. Something that most people don't understand is that the unemployment rate for adults with disabilities who are capable of working, these adults who have applied for unemployment because they can't get a job, is over 80%. So what we do here at Hugs is we carve jobs to meet a person's abilities. We have a beautiful story about a young woman, Kathy, who has cerebral palsy. She calls herself our bread queen. Her job is to drop the bread in the toaster for every sandwich that goes out. Everything that we serve on our menu is made by our teammates. Our chicken salad, our soups, our incredible cookies, especially the wedding cake cookies. And they have a passion for what they do. In fact, we're getting ready to open a Hugs Training Academy to train other adults with special needs to work out in the world, in other restaurants. And we will be training restaurant owners how to work with them. So that's us at Hugs Cafe. I hope everyone will come see us.
You guys may know Maylee Thomas as the mayor's wife. Well, I know her personally. She's a really good friend of mine. But what you probably didn't know is that she's the founder of Love Life Foundation. Now, this great organization helps at-risk women and children in our community. I mean, they've been in service almost 30 years. In addition to running that foundation, you may not know this, but Maylee has a thriving musical career, has her own radio show, and she's also the first lady here in McKinney. This is a busy woman. I don't know how she does it. Let's go to the Guitar Sanctuary where we're tapping into their feed. There we will hear the Maylee Thomas Band. They will be closing us out this evening. My name is Vaughn Daniel. You guys are the audience. Thank you for watching, and good night.
It's a beautiful thing.
got my microphone back. Yeah, baby.